Hey folks, and welcome to the Daily Ratings Weekly Movie News Podcast. This week's news brought to you by, are things going to plan? Yes, so let's cover some updates on stories we have been following in the past few weeks. We'll start with Ben Stiller's World War II project that he is working on. We reported previously that The Last Airman would be happening over at Amazon with Jake Gyllenhaal attached to play the lead, but not so fast. So the film just looks to be called Airmen now, and A24 will now be backing the project. Stiller is still very much the point man, helming everything, and the story sounds like it's going to be the same, but Jake Gyllenhaal will no longer be the lead, however, and Mr. Jeremy Allen White will be stepping in for the lead role of the downed airman. So White is a very hot name right now, still attached to The Bear over on FX, and is breaking out in film. So he played a role in Zac Efron's A24 wrestling movie. He's about to be Bruce Springsteen later in October in Bruce Springsteen Deliver Me From Nowhere, and he's now linking up with Stiller for a World War II movie. It looks like that they're aiming for a 2026 shoot, so we'll have updates as more develops. Now let's just take the temperature of Edward Berger for doing a Bourne film. And the temperature looks good. Berger last week said that he's very interested in directing a movie, so long that Matt Damon is in. And Berger said, quote, "I would love nothing more than to make a big budget, expensive, fun movie that embraces the audience. But these movies are also hard to find because I still don't want to make something that I feel that other people have treated 20 times. And I say that we agree, and we hope that the script is looking good and Berger pulls the trigger. Universal is certainly looking to fast-track Jason Bourne." And now on to another story we've been keeping track of, the next Alien movie. So director Fede Alvarez made Romulus last year. The studio fast-tracked another film. Fede wrote the script, and shooting is supposed to start in a month or two. But now this past week, some major news hit as Fede Alvarez came out and said that now that the script is done, it's time to pass the torch on to someone new to direct the project. And the reports coming out are that Fede is really being kind here and is not trying to stir the pot. He is credited as a producer still, but it sounds like some creative differences happened between Fede and Ridley Scott himself. If the rumors are true, then Fede in his story has Michael Fassbender's character coming back, and Ridley, after saying he's done making alien films, says that he now may want to make an alien film in the future, and in which case, if he does, he's the one who wants to bring Michael Fassbender's character back. So there you go. Ridley being a bit of a prick as usual, especially after this has been Alvarez's baby for like 4 years now. So who knows if the story will have Fassbender or not? Who knows who will direct the film, actually? So the most probable as of right now is director Noah Hawley, who has created and is directing the current Alien show, Alien Earth. So we'll see what happens. I'm a little annoyed at this one, though, I have to say. I guess it's only a matter of time for Ridley Scott to piss you off, and it appears that it was my turn. So now moving on to some other news. Vin Diesel is returning to a project that no one has asked for. The Last Witch Hunter. Yes, that movie came out in 2015 to some very bad reviews and a very bad U.S. box office. But Lionsgate deems it necessary to go at it one more time for The Last Witch Hunter 2. But even more shockingly, Michael Caine, the 92-year-old actor who retired from acting 2 years ago, will now be coming out of retirement to reprise his role as well in The Last Witch Hunter 2. Caine is one of the most praised actors of all time, and, well, it seems that he's a pretty good friend too, because it may surprise many, but a very strong Hollywood friendship is in fact Vin Diesel and Michael Caine. So who knows if they think or care if the movie will even do well, but maybe it's just two bros looking to work again one last time. Some Jordan Peele news now, which also might frustrate some of you. So Peele was aiming to have his next film come out in December of 2024 last year, but then he didn't end up liking the story, so he scrapped the entire thing. Then Peele moved on to another story, and people were hoping for a film in 2026, but it appears that he has now scrapped that script entirely. So it's been reported that Peele has no idea what his next movie will be, and another script hasn't even really been started yet. So he, of course, has a large, dedicated fan base, but unfortunately, you might even have to wait until after 2027 for a new Jordan Peele film. Peele's last film in 2022 was Nope, it came out with positive but also somewhat mixed reviews. Vin Diesel was kind of in that mixed category, giving it a 59%. Last thing here is Joel Cohen. We have been covering a lot of Ethan Cohen as of late with Drive Away Dolls, and then his latest film from just a couple weeks ago, Honey Don't. And in fact, Vin Diesel and I were kind of waiting and wanting Joel to maybe get back into the swing of things, and now it looks like he is. In fact, Joel has been shooting for a few weeks already in Scotland on his latest film. It's called Jack of Spades, and no one knows what it's really about. Actor Josh O'Connor looks to be leading the film, but also Frances McDormand has been seen on the set, which would just be fantastic. Frances has won multiple Oscars over the years, and she might just be mine and Vin's favorite living actress right now. She's also seen in many Coen Brothers films and has been married to Joel from the very jump. So needless to say, we are all very excited about Jack of Spades, and we look forward to hearing more about the project. Let's jump on over to the box office for this past weekend. So the fifth highest grossing film this weekend was Caught Stealing with $3.2 million. Fourth was Freakier Friday with $3.8. Third was Weapons, making $5.4 million. Second for the weekend was the re-release of Hamilton in theaters, bringing in $10 million, which is pretty good for that. But the biggest movie this past weekend by a long shot was the fourth installment of the Conjuring movies. Yes, newly released The Conjuring Last Rites brought in an absolutely unexpected $83 million, shattering all expectations and really confusing everybody. But man, does this franchise have its fans. Worldwide, the film is at $187 million for the opening weekend. That's just crazy. A fourth installment of a lower-budget, rated-R horror film made $20 million more in the opening weekend than the final, extremely expensive PG-13 crescendo film of Mission Impossible earlier in the year and on a holiday weekend. So, I don't know what to say there, but I guess we'll leave that there. Coming up this Thursday, Vincent Daly will be watching, rating, and reviewing. We are not covering the Conjuring film, but rather shining a light on David Cronenberg. So he came out with a film back in April, and we just did not get a chance to review it, so we decided to have ourselves a Cronenberg week. So we are jumping back to 1988 with Dead Ringers, starring Jeremy Irons, then Crash from 96, Existence from 99, Eastern Promises from 2007 with Viggo Mortensen playing an awesome Russian gangster, and lastly, Cronenberg's latest film from April called The Shrouds. So we are very excited to jump into these films with all of you folks, but that's it for your weekly movie news. We'll leave you today with a quote from an actor, Vin Diesel. It's really bizarre because no one knows this, but elephants have killed more animal trainers than any other animal. And all right, folks, the Daily Ratings weekly movie news podcast, that was it. See you on Thursday.